All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the WeBook It podcast. Let's start the show.
Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all, it is Sunday night and your boy is back. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, my goodness. Here with my guys, man. And we here to talk some motherfucking wrestling. Yo, sorry, I just dropped the F-bomb already, but I can't help it because I'm excited. I am back in the building. That's right. Your boy Virgil is back in the saddle, and I'm here with some of my closest friends, my brothers in arms, my wrestling pals. And I missed you guys, and I missed all of you out there. We have so much to talk about, so much to catch up on, and I'm excited to do it tonight. And of course, guys, I am just one man alone, and I cannot tackle all these wrestling topics by myself. I need the expertise of the El Epifanino of the WeBook It podcast. He is the workhorse. He is the man, the myth, the legend himself. He is your host of the Raw Dog Monday Night Show. That's right. I have Coachman.
I love you, Coach.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Thank you. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure once more. And it is a fantastic day because my parlays are hitting like crazy for this NFL season. Just hoping for a Justin Jefferson touchdown tonight. And you know what? I'm going to be sitting pretty good.
Listen, me and you both, because I have him in my fantasy league. And if he scores that touchdown, I pretty much win my fantasy week this week. So that would be amazing.
And I'm also 2-0 in fantasy too.
Well, I'm not that good, but you know, I lost a couple last week, but you know, it is what it is. We bounce back. That's all that matters now. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, where would this show be without the freakiest one of all? Listen, guys, he gives me all of the parental advice, pretty much telling me to send my kids to coal mines to go work in fields. I appreciate him so much. He is my poop partner, as well as he is your host of the Friday night SmackDown, Lowdown, Hoedown, Throwdown, Modown, Toedown, No Down, Whoa Now. Listen, let me tell you something. He came back with a purpose this past Friday, giving you guys some of the best damn content you could have covering SmackDown. Listen, he is the freakiest one of all. He is officially married, the freaky one, Fritos.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello, sorry. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my singles and tag team competitors. This week's been weird. The football gods are cruel. They punish the Fighting Irish, my lovely Notre Dame, making them 0-2 and dropping them to number 24. But they reward my lovely Green Bay Packers, making them 2-0, probably top in the NFL power rankings. And, you know, that Micah Parsons trade was just the cherry on top of everything. But, yeah, it's been a weird week for football, but I'm ready to talk about wrestling. I'm all about the wrestling.
Absolutely. We have so much wrestling to talk about. Before we begin, RIP, man. Get well soon to Big Daddy C, man. He had a triumphant week getting a new job, but I'm sure he is licking his wounds, mourning the fact that our Chicago Bears got waxed by the Detroit Lions, the same Detroit Lions that got waxed the week before by the 2-0 undefeated Green Bay Packers. My Chicago Bears have yet to win a football game. However, my Chicago Cubs are 5 games away from clinching a playoff berth, so we're excited about that. Gotta look at the positives. And listen, like I said, I mean, I just don't know, guys. I don't know about the Chicago Bears. I thought Ben Johnson was the answer. I thought Caleb Williams was the answer, but we gotta go back to the drawing board. It's a lot of problems in Chicago. A lot of problems.
You know who can fix this team?
What?
Me. All I'm saying is I've won 2 natties in college football. I'm ready.
Oh,
Make my talents professional.
Here's how you fix the Bears right now. You get Luther Burden the ball. Don't let him just return kicks and 1 reception for 5 yards. Let him go downfield.
It seems as though Caleb Williams' boyfriend is Roma Doomsday because literally he's the only one he throws to.
And that's okay. That's fine, I guess. But
you got DJ Moore right there. Only gets 5 receptions for 45 yards. Like Colson Loveland. And on top of that, you got Cole Kmet as well. And yet and still, like I said, even Swift is a great option coming out the backfield for you. But Roman Doomsday got all the touchdowns, all the TDs, all the tutties, as they call them. But yeah, enough about football. Listen, as well as my Texas Longhorns, hook 'em horns, baby. Me and the Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin, we are all happy because the Horns are now 2-1, marching our way towards the biggest battle, which will be Texas Longhorns versus the Oklahoma Sooners. And we're going to kick their ass. Like I said, we're still a 10-point favorite right now. So like
in the words of one former Monday Night Raw commentary, all I got to say is, Boomer! Coach?
No, I hope you both lose. M-I-Z.
I was hoping you helped me out for the pat.
Screw you guys. Yeah. No, screw Oklahoma and Texas. They're rivals here.
Listen, let me tell you something. Hook 'em horns, baby. Hook 'em horns. That's right. All right, so that's enough of our small talk, if you will.
Gabrielle says rocket shock.
No, okay. FKU.
Hickman says F you.
Hey, come on, man. You can't tell Gab F you, man. She's like the first lady of the pod.
FKU.
Oh, FKU. My bad. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I would never tell Gabby that. I would never tell her that.
You can. I give you permission. I'm the husband.
Dude, we got to get her back in on another episode. Now that the wedding's over with. We also have big news. Obviously, y'all, WrestlePalooza is coming up, headed our way. You guys don't want to miss that opportunity at all. Like I said, I think, is there going to be some type of watch along next week, guys? I'll be DJing Homecoming, so I won't be on the watch along. But is there some type of watch along potentially?
If we
next
get
Saturday,
the rest of the guys, I'll be down for a watch party.
Okay.
I just got to figure out
so.
my Disney Plus subscription, if that counts or not.
And somebody please get C to their house or get him some ESPN so he can watch wrestling, please.
He's got a job. He can pay for subscription.
Yeah,
now.
he's got.
Yeah. He gonna have to stop being cheap and buy that subscription, man. But all right, WrestleMania, y'all. WrestleMania 27. I'm sorry, not 27. Whoa. WrestleMania is headed to Saudi Arabia in 2027. And I first want to get you guys' feelings on WrestleMania heading to Saudi Arabia and what your thoughts are on that. Like I said, I mean, this was a big announcement. Triple H made this big announcement at 3 p.m. on Thursday of this past week. A lot of mixed reviews, a lot of mixed feelings. Women in AEW have been shitting on Bianca Belair for her comments on Saudi Arabia. And like I said, the feelings of women's wrestling and how women have to carry themselves in Saudi Arabia. So now they officially 2026 get a Royal Rumble, 2027 get a WrestleMania. What are your thoughts, fellas? Go ahead, Fritos.
Hate it.
Okay.
I hate it. We have another subject that we're going to talk about, but so I'm not going to try to spoil or jump ahead. It's just a money grab. That's all it is. Saudi is throwing stupid money. I think from the report I saw, it was about $350 million for the bid for this WrestleMania. And it's the wrong move, personally, I think. If you're going to do an outside WrestleMania for the first time, it should be somewhere. I think right now the best place for it will be somewhere in France.
Okay.
That crowd is nothing but electric. And I think the first WrestleMania there, 2 nights, that crowd will be insane. Or take it to London. I mean, it would be amazing there. I think personally it's the wrong move. The Bianca comments, yeah, personally I think she did sell out. But also if you noticed, not a single wrestler other than Liv, which I don't know if it was just like awkwardness. Not a single one of them looked happy, excited, smiled at all about when they announced it. That the boxing fight match yesterday on Netflix. Dana White was there, and he looked like he didn't want to be next to those guys from Saudi, whoever the princes are or whatever.
Yeah, the crown prince
He looked miserable. So I feel like none of them want to be there. They just want the cash.
Sure.
So I get it from a business standpoint because they have to maximize their profits. Wink, wink, future subject. But yeah, it's a terrible move. It should have been somewhere else. Or another thing, I know I've talked about it. What was the point of them announcing having a contract with Indianapolis for 5 years for a WrestleMania and another big SummerSlam when you're not even doing it now? You took WrestleMania from New Orleans and give it back to Vegas, which I'm assuming Vegas had put in another huge bid for it. So I know I sent the clip to you guys from Santi, another YouTuber who talks about wrestling, and he kind of predicted where he could see WrestleMania now be bounced back between Vegas and Saudi because they're going to throw stupid money, and that's how TKO is right now. And if somehow that does happen, WWE is ruined for most fans, I feel like.
Yeah, this just all sucks, honestly. I guess we all should have kind of been prepared for. I think we all kind of prepared for it the best we could. The writing was on the wall that this stupid amount of money was going to be thrown at WWE or TKO rather, and it's not the international part that's bugging people. I think everyone needs to make sure we're on the same page with that. It's not the international part that's bugging people. It's letting Saudi be the first international WrestleMania when you have high praise from London when they hosted Money in the Bank. You have high praise from France from the last 2 years that they've been there with Clash at Paris and Backlash.
Don't forget Australia.
Yep.
Yeah, Australia too. Yeah, you got to throw them. Heck, I'd throw in Puerto Rico too.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were great for Backlash too. But it's just disheartening because they're not gonna. I feel like they're not gonna appreciate everything that actually happens with WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I think it's just going to be a whatever kind of thing. Okay, here we go again, and let's have the women in sweatsuits and nearly die pretty much. Because if you remember, Liv Morgan talked about how incredibly hot it is in those suits but they have to wear it, and that's, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Again, we should have saw it coming. I feel like we did. It's just, it just sucks.
I think for me, again, like you said, I'm right on board with you guys. I don't like it. I don't love it. I foresee there being 2 WrestleManias. I foresee us heading in that direction. And it sucks because we have a topic later on about this, but the way the money works, this is why WrestlePalooza is the first big event of the ESPN WWE partnership. This will be presented as a form of WrestleMania. So way back when, I'm a historian sometimes, way back when, there was a big event in NWA called Clash of Champions, right? And so before pay-per-views were able to be, where pay-per-views were actually a thing, and wrestling was on closed circuit television, or you either had to be there live, instead of there just being one clash, they would literally go from town to town to town to town doing clash, right? And so that was kind of how you did your events, and that's how you made your money. And it was more carny based. Wrestling is headed back into more of a carny. It's becoming mainstream, but it's going in a carny direction mainstream. And what I mean by that is you're going to start seeing places like Saudi put bids in for WrestleMania, but it won't be the only WrestleMania. If what your YouTube friend says is true, Fritos, Saudi won't be, if they start bidding every year for WrestleMania and throwing ridiculous amounts of cash, I could see WWE just saying, fine, you get a WrestleMania every year. That's exclusive to Saudi, because Saudi actually is putting money forth to get the biggest, best names also. So literally they're in the process. I read a rumor. They're in the process of trying to get The Rock signed on for that WrestleMania. That's why the WrestleMania is 2 years away, because they want to give him enough time to get far out enough where he can't sign another movie contract. All he can do is take 6 months and build up a storyline headed to that WrestleMania. And you're looking at either The Rock versus Roman Reigns or The Rock versus Cody Rhodes for that WrestleMania is what I read will be the plan. So when you look at and the contract The Rock is going to sign, they said it's going to be stupid amount of money to wrestle one match. But
he's got to get back in the steroids too.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I say, he'll have to do that also. It's unfortunate. And the other rumor out there is that Saudi want the biggest names. So I mean, like I said, they want to bring back names from the past. Another rumor out there was they wanted Shawn Michaels to return back for another match, but he already turned them down. But then again, that could also not be true, because Shawn Michaels is about to have double hip or double knee surgery? Double knee surgery. So I mean, for all intents and purposes, by 2027, he could be healed up and back in the ring again. For all we know.
God, no, please.
So we'll just have to see what happens. But we're in an interesting time in wrestling, guys, where it just you see cash ruling all in wrestling from one side, and it's weird. It's a weird time, but at the same time, this could produce some bigger shows. I mean, like I said, we're going to see bigger mainstream shows coming our way. And for those of us that rock with NXT, obviously keep up with Peacock, because all of NXT stuff will still be on Peacock as far as their PLEs and things like that. But be prepared, man, for the ESPN move. Any last thoughts on this, fellas?
Nah. All right, so I said.
Yeah, the ESPN move is, I mean, like, I think there was always a time we wished this would happen. I just think it sucks, because that was back when ESPN was actually good quality television. Now it's just crap. So I think that's where the issue is with the ESPN deal. Although it is pretty cool to see Joe Tessitore on SportsCenter talking about WrestlePalooza, which, I mean, again, childhood kind of unlocked there for us. But again, it's just the quality of ESPN being so bad now that
you can blame the mouse for that.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just imagine Stuart Scott coming on and talking about, all right, y'all, we got the Undertaker in the building, talking about the talking about the Royal Rumble coming up. He's got a big match against Batista. Or could you imagine like Evolution being on, the original First Take or Cold Pizza or something like that? Like I said, just pizza.
Cold Pizza, what a throwback.
Around the Horn, having, like I said, The Rock or Stone Cold on there, like I said, I mean, just you're
triggering something in me now. I'm now mad because I wish I had that. I want that.
I mean, like when ESPN was ESPN, man, when you literally tuned in at 9:00 to hear Stuart Scott talk about all the different plays and all the different things, and you wanted to make the top 10 countdown so bad, great times, man. Core memories unlocked right there. Core memories.
R.I.P. Stu Scott.
Yeah, man. He's still the man to this day.
Booyah.
But that must be jam, because Jelly don't shit like that. Oh man. Stuart Scott, man. Stuart Scott talking about the NBA will forever be the most elite thing ever, man. I used to, when you used to buy the old NBA 2K games, like when they first started making NBA 2K football, or no, for NBA 2K football, it was the dude that would do the whoop.
Chris
what
Berman.
was his name? It would be Chris
Berman
for NFL 2K, but it would be Stuart Scott on the loading screen for NBA 2K. He'd be like, B Diddy is going up against the Shaq man and the Lakers trying to take this one. Finna get all serious up in here. And then you go into sorry. We had a childhood, man. What can I tell y'all? It wasn't revolved around phones and Fortnite and stuff like that. Now, is anything wrong with Fortnite? Because I play it now. But listen, that PS2, the days. All right. So now that we can stop fantasizing as old men, I wanted to talk to you guys about Triple H's booking. Triple H's best friend, the man who had him actually be the father of his now deceased, the godfather of his son, Kevin Nash. And I only bring that up not to try to be a dick, but only just to show you how close and tight these guys are. Kevin Nash on his podcast had a lot to say about Triple H's booking and the decisions that the booking team has made, specifically to one LA Knight, which actually really is a change of tone for Kevin Nash, because Kevin Nash was the one last year this time saying that LA Knight was basically like giving him rock vibes, like he basically was ripping off all the rock stuff. And now, like I said, it's been more so Kevin Nash talking about the fact that the crowd's behind it and Triple H's booking has become so predictable. You know, he was questioning his booking, like, why couldn't LA Knight have won the strap, you know, in the Fatal 4-Way? What would it have hurt to change the tempo of things up a little bit instead of going with the same style of booking where you save the world championship title changes for basically for the big four, which which the word on the street is they are going to try to make WrestlePalooza into the fifth big PLE that they do per year. But what did you guys think about Triple H's booking, especially you, Coach? I want to go to you first on this one because you do Monday Night Raw. SmackDown has been a little bit better as far as booking wise, but it seems like we find ourselves walking through the same mundane Monday Night Raw ending. It has something to do with CM Punk, Jey Uso, and The Vision.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Kevin Nash. And first off, how about Kevin Nash really laying down what everyone's thinking? I mean, first we start with what he said about Raquel, saying like you're not doing what you should be doing. She takes it to heart, and now she is having the best matches of her career. And now he's laying down the law with booking. I mean, it's awesome. And I think that was what made the Attitude Era so good, is that you had those kind of moments to where anything could happen.
Right.
And it was like, even if that person would win the title, but then like a week later they would lose it right back to continue the storyline of the original thing, everyone was okay with that because you got to witness something that a lot of people were cheering for. Like, I'll bring up Mick Foley when he beat The Rock for the title. What do you have it for? 2 weeks? And then The Rock got it right back?
Right.
Everyone doesn't remember him losing the title. Everyone just remembers him winning it. And it
was a moment.
What's that?
It was a moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Mick Foley accomplishing that dream on a random Monday Night Raw was a moment.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I miss right now with WWE. They did it last year when Jay won the IC title on a random Monday night. And I thought that was perfect. Like, let's get more of that. and we haven't had it since. It's been the same storyline. It also looks like they're like, I don't know if they're breaking up the vision or whatever, but it's like you got Seth doing his own thing, and then you got Braun and Bronson doing their own thing.
Right.
And they're not really together anymore. It's kind of it's weird how that's been going on. But yeah, man, it's wash, rinse, repeat, and it's like, oh, LA Knight's getting beat up. Here comes CM Punk. CM Punk's getting beat up. Here comes Jey Uso for the save. They're both getting beat up. Here comes LA Knight, and it's like,
then here comes Jimmy if Jay's getting his ass kicked. Apparently,
yeah. I did like the wrinkle they added at the end of Monday Night Raw this week with Jay spearing LA Knight. I thought that was a nice little twist, but it's still the same ending.
Mm-hmm.
And why not add something different? Why not? I know you don't book for the IWC, and that's fine because some of their ideas are really stupid. Trust me, I'm part of that. I'm part of that community, and I do some pretty dumb stuff. But when you have a crowd pop that, like, when they put on that little crowd meter to show how high how hot the crowd is, when LA Knight's pop is always in the 100s, that's got to mean something. So yeah, Kevin Nash, I have the newfound respect for you as a booker, because you know what you are doing, you know what you're talking about, and as a coach as well for helping out Raquel with her stuff. So Kevin Nash, I salute you, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, no, I mean, Big Sexy did have the book in WCW for a spell too. So, I mean, like I said, he is no stranger to booking also. What do you think, Fritos? Coming from the SmackDown side, what do you think? The superior show right now, personally.
I would say yes, it's superior in a lot of aspects, but it's still lacking. I mentioned it on my show this past Friday. What are they doing with Julia? What are they doing with the women's mid-card title? When Chelsea had it, it was entertaining. People were, had their eyes on the mid-card title because Chelsea was entertaining. She was, she's mentioned on the documentary on Netflix. She'd get covered in cake, get covered and, get thrown in a dumpster because she's getting paid to do it. And she was, making it entertaining for all of us. Julia, they haven't really done much with her since she's won it. She had her, second or third defense after 45, 60 days or something along that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I think that documentary opened me up a bit. I think,
and not in a good way, folks.
Exactly. I don't know if he's going safe bets and just keeping that for the big moments, for just the big shows, or what. But like Coach said here, we all like those random matches for our title, and it changes. And who cares if the guy holds it for a week or 2 weeks? It's just something fun for fans to just get involved, something refreshing. Right now, it's just McDonald's. It's crap, really. You know what you're going to get, but you keep getting it. But we need something. We need the McRib back. That's why everyone loves the McRib, because it's something new. It's something fresh, because we don't get it every once in a while. But yeah, I'll give credit to Kevin Nash helping out Raquel. She's put on bangers. She's been more entertaining. And honestly, if she gets a singles push for the mid card, I would love it right now at this point. I'm ready for the
I really thought that she was going to get the women's world title. Be honest with you, I mean, Stephanie Valkyr, or however you say her name,
Stephanie
Velcro. I thought she was going to. I knew she would be in the mix, but I really thought they would get a strap to Big Mommy Cool. I mean, because Stephanie clearly, okay, guys, Stephanie is not ready to be the women's world champion. She's not. Triple H has a lot of international women's wrestlers wrestling right now. Half of them can't speak English to cut a promo. Your majority audience speak English. You
Easy
can't
there,
have
Vince Russo. Easy.
you
Hang on. We can
you
also do
can't
the thing
give
that they
him
did
all
for
the
Shinsuke.
that's that but no, seriously, that's the problem with Julia. That's the problem. That's why she got what's that sexy woman name?
Kiana James.
Kiana James.
Woo. My
Yeah.
Lord. My Lord. Listen,
Meet me
that's
at the
why
altar.
this, you can always count on Coachman to come behind me with some R&B and do his thing, man. I appreciate you, brother. Listen, that's why Julia can't be featured on TV. She can't talk. You have a whole great storyline on your hands between the Kabuki Warriors and
Rhea, basically.
Rhea, but no, because what's her face is the main portion of the storyline.
Io Sky,
yeah, and they can't talk. Like you can't have these promos where they come out there and they speak. I have my buddy who is an honest wrestling fan, but comes and talks to me about the stuff he watches, and he honestly told me, he was like, Mike, why in all of God's green earth should I care about the Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky breaking up when I don't really understand what they're talking about in the promos? Like, I don't care that they used to be friends and now they're not, because I can't understand the promos. Only they understand when they say "you bitch" or "oh, I kicked your butt" or something like that. Or WrestleMania we fight. So it's hard. It's hard. And you can't give them all translators or something like that, or maybe you can. I don't know. I mean, they do it in baseball for all the baseball players. Everybody gets a translator. So I mean, I don't know if you have one person come out and translate all everything they have to say or whatnot, but they got to figure something out. That's a huge problem with going the international route and pulling from AAA and pulling from from all these other different places. Is a lot of these talent, they can't speak English well. Shout out to Stephanie Vaquer for going to learn how to speak English, for taking classes, because she's a star. She's a star, no doubt about it, and she can be a superstar. The WWE has such a talented women's roster, but the problem is half of them can't talk. So you're stuck with like with the other half having to carry the promos,
I think that's one thing that we are missing from this Triple H era. Unlike the Vince stuff, we've never really truly had a true manager. Just like how Paul would cover Brock. We don't have that anymore. Well, Brock was just basically just there, collecting a paycheck and just doing the moves. Which, granted, yes, I do appreciate a nice Brock Lesnar promo here and now again, like the stuff with R-Truth this past weekend. It was awkward, I will admit, but it's somewhat entertaining. Some of the stuff is entertaining, but that's the one thing I would say Triple H is lacking, besides knowing how to book certain people correctly or what they need to plan, is that they need a true manager. And I think maybe TKO is looking at that almost the same way like Vince looked at tag team. Why am I paying two guys for the job of one? So I could see him maybe it's something along those lines where they're trying to save money as well.
I think that you're right on that. I mean, and for what it's worth, WWE had their hands on some really good managers. What's the black cat's name that said he's bald, black, he's black, bald, fat, and he don't get no hose. He ain't got no hose.
Oh, that's
over in AEW. Yeah.
God damn, I can't think of it now.
He was a part of the Diamond Mine in NXT before that, and he had some great promos, especially the one promo with him and Trick Williams when they're both going back and forth. Yeah, Stokely. Yeah. Like I said, yeah. So I mean, but dude is great on the mic, a talker. Clearly, he is not a physical imposition to anybody, but all he could do is talk. But he could sell a match, man. I mean, think about it. He reminds me in the same vein of Teddy Long. Long before Teddy Long was the general manager of SmackDown, player, but long before he was even a referee, Teddy was a manager in WCW. Long time ago. He managed The Undertaker. Like I said,
so that's why he keeps booking people with The Undertaker.
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Player. And they do like
But
the shoulder thing, like the.
did y'all ever hear the story about how he started doing that dance?
I've heard it. I can't remember it though.
So his grandson was learning how to walk. And so he was walking around the house with him trying to teach his grandson how to walk. And so he was doing these type of dance and whatnot like that. And like to get his grandson to walk. Because that's how his grandson was like wobbling, walking like that. So he would be like, do a little bit like that. And so he literally, because back then SmackDown was taped. So he would go on a Tuesday, tape SmackDown, watch it that Friday with his grandson and be like, look, Papa on TV doing your walk. And he'd be on there talking about some. Oh, man, that's the cutest thing ever. But yeah, man, I bemoan where we've reached in Triple H's booking. It was fresh, it was new when he first took over for Vince, and it still has the potential to be some of the greatest stuff we've seen. And I knew that coming into this, you would not everything's going to be a hit. It's just the nature of the beast. It's too much wrestling that he has to book for everything to hit. But it's just been more missed than hit these days.
Isn't Sean supposed to be coming up, helping out with SmackDown?
It's supposed to be. We'll see.
I mean,
But he's doing great in NXT right now.
I know. I respect it, but the main roster needs some help. Honestly,
listen, you got to wait for Phil Brooks to stop being CM Punk and to be able to take over NXT in order for Sean to come up to SmackDown. Because honestly, the Undertaker apparently is booking AAA now. So, like I said, really? Yeah, he's on the creative team for AAA. So,
yep.
Fritos, why you look so disappointed at the Undertaker's booking now?
It was probably Michelle McCool's idea to have him do it.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
I'm not disappointed.
She ruined one of the greatest. Listen, let me tell y'all something. She ruined one of the greatest podcasts of this generation. That 6 Feet Under podcast with Mark Calloway and his buddy was some of the best entertainment ever. Dude, some of the best stuff, because he would always rib Taker all live during the shows and stuff like that. Like Michelle just kind of sit there and it's not entertaining. It's not entertaining at all.
I mean, she also ruined LFG. I thought it was great with Mickey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agree with that too. I say they do Nick Aldis and Mickey James versus The Undertaker and Michelle McCool. Winner take all.
Love it.
WrestleMania 43. The Saudi's probably going to pay for it.
Sweet Saudi money. No dignity, no doubt.
10 million each for that match.
All right, y'all. It's time for Who to Watch For in Wrestling.
Love that. Love that right there. All right. A lot of things to watch for this week. I'm looking down at NXT. We got NXT Homecoming happening, where we got some returning members of NXT taking on current members. And the one that does not get the appreciation that he deserves, the pop was very mid, and I was very upset with that crowd. I'm going to blame it on them not knowing what was happening. But one, Tyler Breeze is back in NXT, and he is challenging Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. And he is going to be fabulous as he does it. Prince Pretty is back, and he's got his phone out and everything with the selfie stick. It's just like old times. And it's great to see him again. Still looking like he's in good shape. The cherry on top would be if Fandango comes back during the match. I know that's not going to happen, but those were good times back then. So this will just be a good nostalgia trip for us as Tyler Breeze battles Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. Now, on the women's side, there is a lot that we could go with. We could go with somebody on the NXT homecoming card with Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame fighting Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Tag Team Championship. We could talk about Fatal Influence going against Rhea, Tiffy, and Stephanie. We could even go about the Women's Fatal 4-Way in AEW for All Out, or even the TBS Championship match. Well, maybe not that one. I think we all know how that one's going to end. But either way, I'm going a different route. I'm going the TNA route, and I'm looking at TNA Explosion that's happening, and I'm looking at the team of Myla Grace and Harley Hudson. They are on the rise. They battle Killer Kelly and Rosemary. They will definitely have some rust. They're still green in some areas, but I see the potential with them as a tag team. And I am very excited to see how they do against Kelly and Rosemary. I think it's going to lead to them being pushed up in the women's TNA tag division, taking on the Elegance brand or the Inspirations for the title, as those two fight each other on TNA Impact, by the way, for the title this Friday. I really like those two together. I think they mesh well. Like I said, they're still green in some areas, but definitely a good tag team to watch for this week in TNA, and that's who to watch for in all of wrestling this week.
Thank you, Coachman, for that. All right, so we had news this past week. I think it was a picture that somebody noticed that I think some merch that Killer Cross had looked like something from AEW. And Killer Cross literally just commented on it and said, imagine that, ... This led to all types of speculation that Killer Cross could be headed towards AEW, him and Scarlett. Is AEW ready to fall and pray, guys? Let me know your thoughts. And how would you book Killer Cross coming to AEW?
Who knows with Karrion? Because he is so, I would say, mysterious when it comes to stuff like that. I know we've had the podcast where he said people thought it was an actual work, but I think after that GCW with Matt Cardona and all that, I think everyone officially knows, all right, he is a free agent. So I would love it if he did come to AEW because we deserve Karrion Kross. I would have him fill the role where Aleister Black left. What's the faction again with Buddy Murphy and Brody King?
The House of Black.
House of Black. Yeah. I would change it. Maybe something different, but since
the House of Cross.
House of Cross or Bear My Cross or something along those lines or something. It's a work here, all right? It's a working title. Calm down there, Coach. But those guys, I feel like they fit his vibe. I feel like those two, just more the gothic aspect of how it is, his entrance and all that. I feel like they would fit the vibe better if they were a faction. If not, maybe fill that storyline, continue on in AEW where people are changing after they deal with Cross. I mean, we never got the payoff with Sammy because after Cross left, he's still Sammy Hogan, essentially now, since they're testing him out with the U.S. title before they give him a main title. So I would love something like that and just build different feuds where we want a superstar to change or something along those lines. Maybe Trick, maybe with Hangman.
You mean Swerve, not Trick.
Oh, my bad, Swerve. I'm losing it today. Even I think a fun one before if his contract ends would be Edge or Adam Copeland or Cope. Just, have the guys here like to argue with his name. I think that would be fun. and you can bring back the Brood for one last time before his contract ends, or something along those lines. But I would love to see him, and I don't know who else I would really book or put him in like a potential faction.
Yeah, I like that idea of him starting a faction, but I just don't know how you could book it right now with pretty much everybody working with the Death Riders right now. That's what it. I mean, we're still dragging that storyline out.
He could kill it. Bam. He's the one to kill it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I think that would be.
I would too. If he were the reason that the Death Riders ended, I would be like, thank you, Killer Cross. We are all indebted to you.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. But yeah, if he does go to AEW, I think that's awesome for him. I think he is a talent that was very underutilized, fell victim to rumors of like he can't do this in the ring that people were buying, even though those were not true at all. Like it was tough sledding for him in WWE, and I know he's going to find his footing. It's
Absolutely.
just a shame that the We Want Cross movement kind of died down a little too quickly for our liking. But
I wouldn't say it died down on from the fans' point. I think
got snuffed out.
It got snuffed out by the machine.
That's fair.
Hey, they said, not this time. You are not hijacking this.
We led it with our truth because backstage people weren't happy.
I told you guys that was the difference. That the We Want Truth movement had absolutely nothing to do with the fans. It had everything to do with Rhea Ripley, Dom Mysterio, and all of them stepping up. Think about it. Every major person that has something to do with WWE said, yeah, y'all got this one wrong. Truth is just somebody that has to be around. Like, there was nobody when Karrion Kross left WWE that was like, oh man, I'm really gonna miss this man in the locker room. Oh man, he's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? He was just a light. He was somebody like, I wish him well and everything. Like, literally, nobody said nothing. And that might be partially due to us not knowing if he's working or not. If it was a work or not. I mean, I don't know what his status was like backstage, but again, Cross just he's that did not pick up the same steam backstage with people being like he has to be here, you know, like they like this talent was like Truth has to be here. So, I mean I think that's the biggest difference in the two of those. But Karrion Kross is an amazing talent. He will land somewhere. Or maybe he'll just do indie until WWE figures they want to call him back. But I almost feel like Triple H wants him to go somewhere else and prove his worth to TKO or whatnot, because Triple H can't save everybody. I know from the way that Karrion Kross was booked in NXT that Triple H has a very, very, very soft spot for him in his heart. And I think he wants him there. But Triple H can't book based on his heart anymore like he could when it was NXT. Like, now he has to book for everybody because he's in charge of all of booking. He's the chief content officer. So, like I said, you can't book just with your heart. You have to book for everybody. And I mean, it's other people making decisions, as you guys have seen on Unreal. It ain't just Triple H back there. Like, it's other people that make those decisions. That's why, you know, we got the WrestleMania we got this past year.
Hold up. Let me ask you this question. Just think about it. This is a hindsight thing, post documentary,
sure.
And the success of Triple H booking the original Black and Gold NXT. How much of a factor was Shawn Michaels, though, working with Triple H compared to Triple H just by himself now? I'm kind of curious now, how much factor did Shawn play, though, in helping booking those guys and, mentoring them to where they are now to be successful? You
aren't wrong in your thought process. I like where you're headed with that. That's a great conversation to have. Like, how much a bigger part did Shawn Michaels play in the Black and Gold being what it was? Because remember, Shawn came in after Dusty died because Triple H was distraught, you know what I'm saying, after Dusty passed. And Shawn, and that's when Shawn really came in. And then when Triple H had the thing go on with his heart originally Vince came in, cleaned house of everybody, and then gave it over to Shawn or whatnot to look after. And then once everything happened with Vince and Triple H came back and was healthy, Triple H just left it with Shawn, and he took over, and he took over doing the main roster booking. So, you're not wrong. That's actually a really good thought process right there. I like where you're headed with that. You got any thoughts on that, Coach?
No, that's a really good point. That's something that I'm sure not a lot of people would have thought of with that. So that's a very good point.
All right. Well, while we are talking about big good points, let's point out the fact that it's time for the throwback moment of the week, baby. Reporting to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. Sorry, just playing. That's just the music just gave me that type of feeling. But your throwback moment of the week today, I'm stepping in for Big Daddy C, who is off licking his wounds as his Bears get trounced. We have to talk about two superstars. One that is still very in line. He is very vocal. He wants to write a book. I think he has some real beef with Triple H. His name is Montel Vontavious Porter, also known as MVP. He is currently in AEW, but we're going to go back to his actual wrestling days, back before he needed the cane and before there was any issues like that. And MVP was the man, the highest paid athlete in SmackDown history was his tagline. And MVP was also being tagged in this night with the fastest rising superstar in SmackDown, and that is Mr. Kennedy. That's right, Mr. Kennedy. These two both had their squabbles with none other than who? The Brothers of Destruction. That's right. MVP will find himself in a in an Inferno match going up against The Undertaker. Meanwhile, Mr. Kennedy in the same pay-per-view will find himself going up against The Undertaker in a First Blood match. Listen, both these feuds were fired. This is prime WWE SmackDown. When I think this is before they moved to WGN. I can't remember if they were still on UPN at this time or if they had already moved to WGN. Either way, this is prime WWE 2007. The Undertaker feuding with Mr. Kennedy, MVP feuding with Kane. And what does this do? This brings back for the very first time since the American Badass version of The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction tag teaming together to face Mr. Kennedy and MVP. If you have it, go out of your way to go on YouTube to WWE Vault and watch this match. You will not be disappointed. Actually, Kennedy and MVP end up turning on each other in this match because they are, like I said, both heels and idiots. But this has been your throwback moment from 2007. Hope you guys enjoy. Nope. Caught you dancing.
You did.
Coach, we're coming back. Oh, there he goes.
You didn't want to get caught like me.
Yeah, I know, right? He was dancing too. Doing the little
that's why my screen was off.
Right, doing the little Texas two-step. All right, so what card, fellas? We are headed next weekend to an amazing weekend of wrestling. Listen, and we Book It podcast might just have everything for you. We might, I mean, if I could talk C, if C don't have to work next Saturday, we might be able to talk him into doing a watch along for the AEW All Out. If he could find the stream for it. and then of course WrestlePalooza that night, the very first pay-per-view, the very first not pay-per-view, the very first PLE available through ESPN. Both are happening next Saturday. It's gonna be an amazing time, y'all. An amazing time in wrestling. And it's a lot of wrestling. Are you guys excited for it? And I need to know from you guys, who do you guys have as the better card, the better match card for that event? And let me read off right now the match cards as they go, which, by the way, we do also at some time this week, Mr. Tank is going to have to put his championship on the line because Goldie's coming back home to your boy. I'm going to be the second. I'm going to be the second two-time.
No. First ever. Three-time Booker of the Year, right here, baby.
So on WrestlePalooza, listen, this does sound like a WrestleMania card so far. Like, what match is a breather match? So you got the Usos tagging against Breakker and Reed. You got Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. You got Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch tagging against Punk and AJ Lee. You got John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and you got Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. On the other side, you have the return of the Brood. You have Adam Copeland and Christian Cage going up against FTR. You got Mercedes Moné going up against Riho. Is that how you say her name?
I think so.
Yeah. And then you got the AEW's Women's World Championship being defended in a fatal four-way. Then, of course, you got a coffin match. You got Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. And then last but not least, for the AEW World Championship, you have Kyle Fletcher taking on Adam Page. This is your AEW All Out card. Both cards are very, very strong. Which card, fellas, do you guys think would be better?
From a stipulation standpoint, I will say AEW, because you got the Fatal 4-Way, you've got the Coffin, you got a lot more, I feel like, funner matches with those stipulations. But with the WWE, you know it's going to be fast-paced, crazy booking. This is going to be one of the new top PLEs. We're going to see a surprising title change. God,
I think Cody Rhodes loses the belt, man.
I do too.
I think Cody Rhodes loses the championship.
I think he's still got to film some more, so it makes more sense for him to lose the title than be gone again, finish whatever he's got to do filming wise. Then you got, and the thing is, you got two great nostalgic matches. You got one of the greatest rivalries with Cena versus Lesnar. Then you get a return of probably arguably one of the top 5 tag teams in all of wrestling historically. So it's
don't forget AJ Lee.
Yep, and you got the return of AJ Lee in a mixed tag team match too. On top of that, it's hard for me to decide which one's the better card. I can tell you which matches from each one I'm looking forward to. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that tag team match with Adam Copeland and Christian. First time of them reuniting as a tag team in how long? 20 years or so? Then for me, it's the mixed tag team match because it's the first time we're seeing AJ in the ring performing with Becky, who is extremely safe in the ring. So if there is a little rust on AJ, she's still going to look fantastic with Becky. So, I mean, those are the two matches I'm extremely looking forward to. So it's hard, really, because I'm going to say this might be the best Saturday of wrestling that we will ever have in a long time.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Both cards are must see, and because AEW changed their start time, you can see both cards. AEW will be finishing up right as WrestlePalooza is getting ready to get started, so you do have an opportunity to see both cards. So, wrestling fans win, man. Wrestling fans win. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think for AEW, I think there is some intrigue with some of their with some of the card. Definitely, there's some matches that I would look forward to more than others. But I mean, I feel like that's going to happen on a lot of cards like that. But WrestlePalooza, it's got a full card that I actually want to kind of sit and watch. There's not, like you said, Virgil, there's no, where's your breather match? I don't see one in this.
Closest one I would say would be Io and Stephanie, but even then, I'm literally pausing it to go to the bathroom and then coming back and watching it. I'm not.
I would disagree with that. I would say it would be the Usos and the Bronze.
Yeah, because
that's not a title match. If it's a title match, I want to make sure I'm there watching. And AEW, they have a lot of title matches happening, which is good, which is why I'm going to watch it. But I feel there is a part in there to where it's like, okay, yeah, there's my breather match where actually I think there might be like 2 matches where I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to watch that. I'm going to check my football scores and everything.
Sure.
But yeah, but if we're talking WrestlePalooza, that has the card of like, I want to make sure I watch every single match because you don't know what's going to happen, or it's something that you haven't seen in a long time. And I think that's where WWE has the edge right now, but it's
pun intended.
Nice. I didn't even think
about that. There. I see what you did there.
But it's like you said, because AEW changed their start time, it is a day full of wrestling and a day full of college football. That is the life for us. Like, we are not mad about it.
Grab some wings, like eat good all day. Like, don't shower. Like I said, just sit in your drawers, eat good, order pizza, order takeout. Just have yourself a day. Crack some beers, man.
Get a Zen or 2.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of
5 or 6.
Listen, if you're chewing 5 Zen in a day, that's excessive. That's excessive. Don't look at me like that, Fritos. That's excessive.
Oh, well. On to my 5th one of the day.
Yeah. You can't pop a 5th Zen until you do your Fritos Fave 5.
Oh, whatever. I'm doing it what I want.
All right, fair. That's fair. You're a man. All right. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a great card. And of course, the booking championship will be on the line. Theoretically, we should it'd be a real it'd really be a dick move to do that to Tank, but to make him defend his championship.
He's been talking so much shit. Let's do it. He's not here. He can't veto. Claude's not here either to veto against us to protect Tank.
So hang on. I just want to make sure we're clear here. We're going to be doing both cards, correct? Is that
both
what we're going
cards
for?
Count.
Just treat it like WrestleMania. We do both days. This is almost essentially the WrestleMania of wrestling for us. Instead of back-to-back days.
That adds a whole new wrinkle to things. Putting back because listen, the AEW side is a wild card because I know none of us keep up with AEW like we're supposed to. So that's a whole new wild card of a spot there.
Let's be honest. We just got to look up who's Tony Khan's favorites, and then we'll base it off of that.
Indeed.
Let's be honest. Come on, because that's how they book it, and it's very frustrating booking with AEW that way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know it.
For sure.
You know, I keep up with AEW the best I can, but it always ticks me off that it's the same people. Why'd you just smell your pinky?
Yeah, bro, I forgot I was my bad. Sorry.
Why'd you just what the?
He's a dad. He's making sure it's not poop.
Hey, let's carry on. Let's move on. Move on, coach. Move on.
That was it. He was making sure it wasn't a baby.
Just move on. Thanks a lot for busting me out, Coach. Man. I forgot I was on camera for like 2 seconds.
I'm trying to make a point here, and I just see you go, I wonder what this is. Okay.
Oh, God. All right.
You and your big-ass hands.
I can't help it. It's the way the Lord made me. Now, come on. Finish your point.
And the Lord did a good job making you.
Oh, I heart you too, sir.
Kiss ass.
But either way, yeah, it's a terrible booking because it's always kind of the same stuff, and it's basically politics backstage. It's very similar to the Vince McMahon era, if we're being honest. Even though Tony Khan hates being compared to that, I'm gonna keep doing it until something changes, because all I see is Vince McMahon like booking. So.
But no chance, son. That's what you got.
At least the one thing I will give credit to Vince, he knows how to run, unlike Tony, who looks like a person who's never, like a newborn giraffe who doesn't know what to do with its legs.
Speaking of Vince McMahon, Coach just pitched me a 95 a mile right down the middle heater, and I'm gonna knock it out the park. We have to talk about, for our final topic of tonight, is TKO ruining the wrestling business, and some fans are actually clamoring for Vincent Kennedy McMahon to come back and to take back over WWE. He is still one of the highest stockholders in the company. So essentially he could potentially do something. I mean, they've already said they have no intentions of ever selling WWE back to Vince McMahon. But I mean, I've known Vince to stronghold his way into doing stuff before. I mean, he did it before he came back, and then more stuff came out. So, like I said, I don't know. But fans are clamoring for Vincent Kennedy McMahon to come take back his company because of the outrageous prices of tickets, for the fact that this Saudi deal got done, which Vince McMahon totally, I'm sure, was patting him on the back for that Saudi deal. I know he was all behind that. He loved the Saudis. But just like the outrageous ticket prices, I know, Fritos, you have to tell the story about you looking up tickets for Chicago, for SmackDown in Chicago when AJ Lee returned. But yeah, I mean, just fans and fans not necessarily being happy with Triple H's booking style right now. People wanting Vince McMahon back. So give me your thoughts, Fritos. Give me your thoughts, Coachman. This is our final topic. The final bell.
Yeah, so we did get a recent report from, who's the president of TKO? I can't remember his name off the top.
Ari Emanuel?
Yep. He was talking to someone in an interview or a report or something along the lines where he said, yeah, Vince did the pricing for families. He did not maximize profits, and that's what we're going to do. And to me, that is a shame. The fact that for how many decades, the front row, there's always a small child, always involved, somewhat in a way, with the show. And now they're just being greedy and taking away the chances for family of 2, family of 4, family of 5 away. They already did that when they said we're getting rid of house shows, even though they do house shows for international when they do their tours, which I think it's BS because everyone in the States are getting screwed. And just price gouging the shit. As Virgil was talking about, me and the freaky wife, as I'm going to call her now on, were debating about going up to SmackDown because due to all the rumors, Brock coming back and the return of AJ Lee, I knew tickets were going to be crazy. So when we kind of like last minute looked at them, just like we're going to pull the trigger in the 300 section. So the nosebleeds in the arena, $800 for one ticket.
Wow.
Then behind like the Jumbotron where, the lights and all that is at, it was $250. And on the ticket, it says obstructed view. Straight up on the ticket. It said obstructed view. And it didn't you get like the seat where you see like make sure where you're at and stuff.
Mhm.
There was like a post in front, so you would have to stand up and try to lean to see. I'm not paying
Wow.
$200 to hear a promo and maybe just people slam each other on the mat and just to miss everything for TKO just to make their nuts because they can't manage their money for some reason. With like this, what's going on with WrestleMania, it's definitely price gouging. And the way it's pissing me off is because they own UFC. And I think they're comparing apples to apples when essentially it's apples to oranges. Yes, they may be fruit.
Mhm.
One's a citrus base and one's whatever apples are. I don't know what the hell apples. This guy looks like an appleologist. No. But it's essentially, yeah, I said that. It's essentially two different products. Yes, you could price gouge the shit out of UFC. We don't see that many families there. You have a show, what? I'll say roughly 4 times a month. Roughly. PLEs, you get your big one each month or every 2 months, and you'll have like the small ones, to determine like rankings and stuff like that. But WWE is different. You have shows Monday, Tuesday, Friday. You have 3 shows throughout the week, and then you'll have now the way they're doing it, you have almost 2 PLEs in a month, basically. And if you're not including, Saturday night main event whenever they decide to throw one. So you've got more chance of, getting money than what you would with UFC. So the fact that they're doing this is pissing me off. It's immensely. It's almost the same thing. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. If you can't tell with the back right here, I collect Pokemon. It's part of my stuff. It's almost becoming with Pokemon where it's becoming elitist, if you will. You got people like going for the cards where it should be for the kids. If I'm at Walmart and there's the last pack and I see a kid there, I'm going to let the kid get the pack. Because guess what? That's what happened to me. And that's the same thing it should be for wrestling. Wrestling is for everyone, but it should be the kids first, utmost, before it's for Burt Kreischer. I do love Burt Kreischer, or whoever celebrity is at the event so they could get their clout and, they could pay the 10 grand or be like Green Shirt guy that pays $50 million a year to be up front every PLE. It should be for the families that have been there from the start. It should be for everyone, but mainly for the families and just for everyone in general. No matter what tax bracket you're in, that's what wrestling is. It's for everyone. So, yeah, that's my piece of it.
I mean, there's not much else I can say after that. I think Fritos nailed it on the head right there. It's greed. It's not knowing your niche audience. It's like you said, comparing apples to oranges, which, by the way, they are the malice fruit Fritos, which means non-citrus.
Oh. See, he's an appletologist.
I just wanted to throw that in there for you. But yeah, it's just we're slowly seeing what we fell in love with becoming something we never wanted it to be, if that makes sense. Or we never thought it would be that way. And it's a real shame because it started out great, and now we're starting to see the toxicity of the relationship, and we don't know a way out.
Damn, that was deep. All right. Well, from my point of view, I agree with you guys. Tickets are way too high. So my wife taught me something. And she teaches me a lot of things, actually. But she taught me something. She was like, Mike, do you know what McDonald's decided to do in the 80s into the early 90s? Do you guys remember McDonald's in the late? Well, you guys weren't a lot. Wait, when were you two born?
94,
baby.
Oh, 94, baby. Okay, well, yeah, you guys were there then when McDonald's still had the red roof and they had the playhouses and stuff like that, right? And it was like legit. Well, if you go back to the 80s, McDonald's in the 80s, in the late 80s, was even better. Like, they actually used to host full-on birthday parties and things like that.
I had a birthday at McDonald's.
Freaky Fritos. Look at you, boy. I'm proud of you. All right. So the whole point of it being, if you remember, McDonald's was centered around children. It wasn't until around 2006, 2007 that McDonald's stopped being centered around children and started being more centered around the McCafe, trying to compete with the elitists like Starbucks and things like that. What ended up happening was they literally took a generation. They pinpointed one generation and said, we're going to make core memories with this one generation, because they knew if they could make one core memories with that one generation, it would have a ripple effect for the next 3 generations after that. So for us, we look at McDonald's. We remember the fancy ketchup packages. We remember the play place. We remember, Ronald McDonald being outside. We remember all these different things that used to have us literally loving McDonald's. And because we loved McDonald's, we took our children to McDonald's. And because we love McDonald's, our parents took us to McDonald's. And because we love McDonald's, we're taking our children to McDonald's, and we have created a ripple effect. So with WWE, the good faith that Vince McMahon built with ticket prices is the exact same thing. We're locked in. I don't think either of the 3 of us will ever stop watching wrestling. Outside of it becoming
a boycott, though, if the prices are getting too bad, I recommend a boycott. But
outside of it becoming something completely ridiculous, like $1,000 for those nosebleed seats that Fritos is talking about, we won't ever stop watching wrestling. We're locked in. And what happens is they know we're going to watch wrestling. They know we're going to pay for the subscription to ESPN, the subscription to Peacock, these subscriptions. I have so many subscriptions, my wife's head spins. But they know we're going to do this. So therefore, they have us in a lockhold already. However, they like I said, there was a generation that left wrestling, and wrestling has to be careful. Unlike McDonald's, wrestling has to be careful. Well, actually, there was a generation that left McDonald's when Super Size Me came out. You guys remember that movie, Super Size Me? You guys had to watch that? Like, there was a generation that left McDonald's because of the movie Super Size Me, and they found out just how grotesque the food was when you eat fast food. There were people, after the Chris Benoit stuff, there was, as a nation, that's decided, like, F wrestling all the way around. It's carny, it's terrible, and it's not even real. And so WWE with their ticket prices have to be careful, because everybody keeps talking about the fact that they are not going to keep riding this financial high that they're on right now. There's going to come a low period, and they have to be stabilized during that low period in order to make sure that they can substantially maintain business as usual. So that's just my 2 thoughts, my 2 cents.
Solid sense.
Well said, sir.
All right, and the last thing that will be said is our favorite segment, Fritos Fave 5.
Fritos favorite 5.
Sponsored by whoever wants to sponsor us. It's open. Please reach out.
The PWA.
Yeah, I like it.
PWA. Great wrestling. Stay local. Well, I'll figure out something for him. But Virgil, you know what to do. Hit my music. Oh, I love that music. This week, I have one dishonorable mention here.
Ooh.
The president of TKO. You are a raggedy bitch. Go fuck yourself.
Love it.
At number 5. I don't have a wrestler here. I've got a new one here. I've got Shawn Michaels. The way he is booking and setting up NXT Homecoming with a bunch of stars, from Tyler Breeze making a return, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Valkyrie, or however you pronounce her name, as Naomi would do it. You got Tiffy, Carmelo, DIY. You've got a whole bunch of stars coming back, returning to NXT. The way he's setting this up, it's fantastic, and I trust Shawn Michaels right now. The only booker I really do trust. At number 4, I've got Toni Storm. This past Wednesday at AEW, she paid tribute to the Sandman, and that match was nothing but short of fantastic and pure ECW carnage. I loved every bit of it. At number 3, I've got Jey Uso. It was all right, build up at the very end. That's what got me here at number 3. That heel turn spearing LA Knight. He is starting to release his inner Roman Reigns. So I don't know if Roman's going to try to bring back the OG bloodline or if Jey is now your true tribal chief. Keep an eye on that. Then at number 2, AJ Lee. What can I say? We all were excited for her return on Monday Night Raw. And the fact that she had a whole crowd cheering for Therapy is nothing but short of amazing. And also setting up the next tag team match, I'm looking forward to it. To me, that is the number 1 match to watch for this past weekend, or next weekend. Then number 1, I've got the greatest Mysterio ever, Dirty Dom, winning the AAA title at Worlds Collide.
AAA mega title.
Or the mega title. Whatever. But he is your two title. He's going to bring AAA to new heights, and he's going to set legacy and beat his father to be the greatest Mysterio of all time. And that has been a Fritos Fave 5. Yeah.
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 All right, gentlemen. Thank you, Fritos, for that Fave 5. Coachman, what would you rate that Fave 5, sir?
Fritos. My one critique I would give you is I would have switched Dom and AJ. I thought AJ should have been number 1. But I respect your pick for Dom. You have been on a heater the last 2 weeks, my man. And I love that you brought in a dishonorable mention. Is that the first time you've done that?
I think the second time, maybe.
I don't remember the first time, but
I'll have to look through the list.
I'll always remember the second time.
Ayo.
Ayo. Baba Booey. Anyways, Fritos, you get an A from me this week. Good job, man.
That picture gets me every time. I don't know about anybody else, but I die laughing at that picture of Fritos holding that beer and that cigarette sticking out his mouth. That is the funniest thing ever. Also, the freakiest wife hates that picture, by the way. She really does.
She loves it.
Fritos, I would also concur. I think that you have been on a heater with your picks. I think that you're spot on. I love the Dirty Dom reference. I love him being in the number 1 spot. He is literally one of the biggest things in wrestling. I watched Club 520 podcast where Rey Mysterio was on there, and obviously he broke kayfabe for a minute, and he's talked about how proud he is of his son because Rey always envisioned Dom wearing the mask next and being the next babyface. But it was actually Angie, Dom's mom, that said, no, he's a heel. Like, you're not here with him. You're on the road. He's a heel. He's a natural born heel. And literally, like, this dude has lit the world on fire. And he has such good heat. I mean, dude, think about this. Out of everybody in the Judgment Day, Dom Mysterio is the only one you can say you're not tired of. Like, out of everybody in the Judgment Day, Dom Mysterio has kept his same heat. From the moment he kicked Edge in the nuts, he has had heat, and he has kept it, and it's never gotten old. It's never gotten old. He rode a high streak with Rhea. Then they split him and Rhea. I think he is basically the best creation under the Triple H regime is the Dom Mysterio character because of everything that they've done with him and how they've protected him, how they've lifted him up. I mean, think about it. He's the IC champion. He's also the AAA mega champion right now. I mean, sorry, I'm going off on the limb. We should have had a segment for Dom Mysterio, but he's just been awesome. Fritos, you get an A+ from me too. All right, good people. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of the WeBook It podcast. Remember, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything. We're going to have a bunch of watch-alongs this week. If I can get the approval of my wife, I want to do an NXT watch-along on Tuesday night for Homecoming because I just think that that's really cool, and I think that show is going to be awesome. If anybody else, you absolutely can. But yeah, that NXT watch along I think is going to be dope. I think it's going to be a fun show, and it's going to be nostalgic. You'll see some black and gold, you'll see some rainbow NXT, and then of course you'll see the current white and gray NXT as well. So, Fritos, from Virgil, from Coach, from Tank, from the morning Big Daddy C. We appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Remember, keep those booking pencils sharp and keep on booking.